Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Force here with some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Today it is going to be a game between EG's IdrA and SCS Xenocider. This is going to be a Terran versus Zerg. Xenocider sounds like a terrible form of apple cider. I would not want any of that. TVZ, Xenocider versus IdrA here on the map Cloud Kingdom. And what is going on? Xenocider says, mark my words, Greg IdrA Fields, you sir shall fall at my hands. IdrA retorts with a who are you? You talk like we play a lot. What is this banter? He is no one. IdrA remembers 2 games against Xenocider, so at least they've played a few games together. And Xenocider says that they play on Smurfs. What the heck's going on? This is so random. I guess it's fine, though. Nothing wrong with a little bit of chat. Obviously, this is a ladder game. Just a skinny 14-year-old Asian kid. Alright, let's get into the game. I don't have enough about that, nor do I have any player information. Obviously, these guys have played against each other before. Everyone, of course, knows Mr. E.G. IdrA, Greg Fields, the BM Zerg. Actually, you know, I haven't heard a lot about him being a jerk recently, so maybe he's cooled his jets a little bit. Who knows? Who knows indeed. We are seeing out front will be a wall off, of course, from Xenocider Supply Depot already. Barracks coming through. Let's keep an eye to see if that refinery is going to get placed down, or if people will be going for a one racks expand build. IdrA making his way out with 2 Overlord scouts, one of them heading towards right above that natural expansion. The other one actually just chilling out there in front of the rocks. He is just looking at this point to see if there's SCV scouts and marine pressure coming through. Just kind of going to hang out with that Overlord for now. Full wall off, nothing yet here from Xenocider. Xenocider not yet. Also coming out with a refinery, so that of course means we will be seeing that one racks expand from him. These guys are killing me with this banter back and forth, absolutely killing me. Orbital command and marine coming through. Spawning pool finally now placed down for IdrA. Neither player really scouting out too much now. IdrA will be scouting that natural expansion, and it looks like, is that command center going straight there? Yes, it is. So IdrA will know about this in just a second as Xenocider moves down immediately to place the command center right over here at his natural. Again, that one racks expand is what we expected there, and spotting the no gas and also no second racks, so it wasn't like 2 racks pressure is what was coming out. Xenocider deciding not to scout out at all. Of course, always a good idea to scout to figure out what's going on. And while you might say, well, IdrA hasn't moved out with a drone scout, so what's the big deal? The difference being is that IdrA with his Overlord Scout knows that there's an expansion building, so he also knows that there's not a ton of pressure that he can expect to deal with really, really soon. It's going to be quite a while until he sees any marine pressure, any drops, any Hellions, anything like that. I mean, he's pretty much free and clear, at least for now. No extractors yet here for IdrA, so I'm actually expecting the Ice Fisher build here from him. We'll be just droning up really, really hard, holding off on those extractors for a while, relying on queens and a few unupgraded Zerglings as early game defense. But once more, just to reiterate, doesn't really need a ton of early game defense because it is going to be a while until Xenocider can really do much of anything. 2 Zerglings now moving out here for IdrA. He has grabbed control of the Xel'Naga Tower. This Xel'Naga Tower here going to Xenocider. Another Overlord Scout actually pulling down over here, and he's going to be chilling out in this corner. And actually, look at that Xenocider with a very quick third. This is incredibly risky, no question about that. You see third command centers fairly often. The difference, though, a lot of times those are built in the main. They are used to saturate the main and the natural. A little bit risky to try to come without down here, and this is definitely something that if IdrA scouts that he can exploit. The question is he going to see it? That is the real question at this point. Factory now being built for Xenocider, also coming out with that reactor, so we'll be transitioning right into double Hellions for a little bit of map control. IdrA is going for a third himself. However, it's a little bit less risky here for the Zerg player. Now, he still hasn't scouted out the third. The one thing he has noticed, though, is he hasn't seen anything other than these 2 Marines move out. And just seeing that is probably tipping him off to what's going on. And there's the scout. IdrA spots the very quick third CC and the very unprotected third CC. And again, that's the biggest thing to keep in mind. Getting a third command center this early isn't necessarily that unheard of, but most times it'll be built in the main, used to saturate the main and the natural, then the Terran player builds up his forces and eventually moves to place this down in the third position. Getting it this early is just, again, a little bit bonkers here. The thing is, too, he can't really saturate this that effectively because his main and his natural aren't even fully saturated. So that's the thing that kind of makes this a little bit like, is that really the best way to go about it? Who knows? I don't know. Xenocider, obviously a much better player than I am. So IdrA now coming out with his extractors, working on getting that saturated. We do have a macro hatch also being built. We'll be seeing most likely that metabolic boost and a layer come through in the very near future once he does, of course, reach that Vespian threshold that he needs. Now again, IdrA has this information. He knows about this base here. We do have those first 2 Hellions in play, another 2 just about to pop as well. So with this in the early game, you can see that metabolic boost now just starting for IdrA. This is going to give Xenocider a bit of map control. Also allow him to do some scouting. And I would love it, of course, if he finally did some of that. Also, of course, would really like him to see this third. I mean, that's a pretty big deal that he should know what's going on over there. Baneling Nest coming through. Layer still not yet. Again, that metabolic boost has just started, so we'll be speeding and baneling here in the early game for IdrA. Also has a spine crawler coming down here at the third for a little bit of defense in addition to that queen. There's the baneling nest building back there. A few Zerglings coming through. It's got 10 building at the moment. Actually, a lot more than that. 17 in play, 22 building at the moment. More and more Hellions coming out. Also, Marauders being built. And he does have these double reactors here, so Marine and Marauder medevac is likely to be the transition. I'm assuming, could be wrong though, I'm assuming he's just opening up with these Hellions for that map control. 2 more racks also getting placed down. Lots of bio is what we'll be seeing there. Xenocider's got these Hellions over here. Neither player really making a move yet though. Again, both of them just really focused on macroing up. We got more Hellions moving out. This Overlord continues to scout that movement there. Speed upgrade now finished for those Zerglings. And now he makes his move. Pushing out. Let's see what he can do there. Needs to be careful not to get... Be very careful not to get lined up there by those Hellions. Could be some hefty losses for IdrA, taking some damage. Oh, that hurt. That hurt indeed. Now he's got another push coming towards the third, so he's going to try to do some damage over there. He took some hefty losses. Look at how far behind IdrA is right now. Hefty, hefty losses. Now we should see the forced liftoff here. We got a few Banelings coming through. Not sure that Xenocider really has enough to deal with that at the moment. He is now pulling back with those Hellions. Got nothing in front of IdrA's base. Hasn't really pushed into that natural or the third either. Banelings doing nothing. Ouch. IdrA still has more and more streaming out though. Again, he hasn't teched up to a layer. He's just sticking with what he has and just continuing to push here with these Speedlings. Surround, doing a bit of damage. Got some of Xenocider's forces here. Xenocider does have a tank out. Needs to be careful with that. We have more Speedlings streaming across the map. IdrA continuing to push very hard here with these Speedlings. Doing what he can. Now we're going to see Xenocider try to get that wall off. Nice lift off of the tank. Get him up on the high ground. Try to do some damage. Speedlings now trying to wreak havoc here in the natural expansion. Xenocider forced off the line. Now again, IdrA has taken hefty losses, but he is clawing his way back up. The other really big thing too is that there's a lot of mining downtime going on over here and pretty much no mining taking place over here. Gonna move forward, force the lift off again, get these 2 SCV kills. Now we don't have any siege tech, hasn't started. Actually, we do have the blue flame research coming out for those Hellions, but there aren't even a lot of Hellions left. There's only 1 Hellion in play with 1 producing. I'm not sure how well that blue flame research is going to serve him unless he switches this up right after and starts going for those double Hellions. Speedlings forced back. Let's take a look at how much damage IdrA was able to do. Was able to kill off 12 workers. Take a look at how far behind he is. Still behind, a little bit over 1,000 resources behind where Xenocider is, but again, he was able to disrupt the economy quite a bit, and not only killing off workers, but forcing a lot of mining downtime. Xenocider's certainly not out of it, but still, just saying. IdrA destroying these destructible rocks here, trying to avoid choke points. Leaving these rocks for now. Does have a 4th coming out over here. Is Xenocider going to be trying to do anything? Now, he does have some medevacs in place. Speedling's going to mop up these 2 Marines in the center of the map. Does have some medevacs in place, so it would be awesome to see some dropping from him. Try to do a bit of harass. Because right now, IdrA is just, you know, he's been pushing out on the offensive, and if you can drop and force him to play a little bit more defensively, that, of course, is going to serve Xenocider pretty well. IdrA with the layer in play now. Does have the centrifugal hooks coming out for those Banelings. Also pathogen glands coming out with that infestation pit, which I've yet to locate. There it is. So infestors will be coming into play. Burrow research also coming through. Speedling, Baneling, infestor right now for IdrA. IdrA also saturating that 4th, getting those extractors in play for that extra Vespian. Let's take a quick look at the income here between these 2 players. IdrA's got the advantage at the moment. We have a push now coming out for Xenocider, moving out. Not really focusing on tanks at all. Again, he's got those blue flame Hellions. And then besides that, he's got the bio. He's gonna be pushing now towards IdrA's 4th base. Spieling's gonna surround on majority of those Hellions there. There's 1 Hellion left in the bulk of the army. It's gonna be a strong, strong push though. See if IdrA can force this back. Spielings and Banelings moving forward. Nice Marine split. Keeping those guys away from most of that splash damage from those Banelings. IdrA's gonna be forced to come out with a bit more. That bio gonna do a bit of damage here. They're moving forward, trying to get us around on those forces. How's he doing? There's still a lot of Marines left. Nice fungal growth. The second that Infestor popped out, doing a little bit of damage, but the problem is it wasn't enough. Splitting up those Banelings, and look at that, Xenocider lifts off. IdrA in danger of losing this expansion right now. Another fungal growth. More Spielings. Should be able to finally deal with this here. It's got enough forces to force Xenocider back. Managed to save that expansion, which is, of course, a big, big victory. Overlords misrallied, I have to assume. He's going to lose those. That's too bad. Force IdrA to come out with a few more Overlords there. He's just about to hit supply block. He's got 6 Infestors coming through. Also does have that Hive Tech coming out now. Again, IdrA saving that was pretty crucial in that engagement. He did lose 11 workers. Taking a look at resources lost, he is still behind here. Still no drops coming out from Xenocider, no counterattacks either. Look at those bad boys though. Burrowed Infestors moving out. 4 of them. See what he's able to do with that. Another push coming out. Xenocider is non-stop towards his 3rd. He's going to be hitting it again. Be interesting to see how effective this is. Also want to keep a close eye on those Infestors. Engagements coming from both sides here. Fungal growth, Spielings and Banelings trying to take him out. IdrA's in danger of losing this hatch here. Burrowed Infestors over there. Burrowed Infestors over there. Xenocider continues to push. He gets the hatch. This is a goner. Got some infested Terrans coming up in both the main and the natural there of Xenocider, so he's going to take some damage from that. Fungal growth doing what he can. He's got 30 Spielings coming through, though. This bio push very, very strong. Infested Terrans killing off a lot of SCVs. He pulled off a few over there. Take a look, though. IdrA's killed off 31 SCVs. Still having to deal with this engagement, though. Xenocider continues to push towards the 3rd. The 4th is gone now. Spieling streaming in to defend. Not enough energy on those Infestors, which is a concern because he can't fungal right now. He's going to have to wait a little while longer. Thing is, though, does he have that time? And the Infestor over here, those Infestors are gone. Does he have the time is the question. He is about to lose his 3rd. Doesn't quite have enough Spielings at the moment to deal with this. Xenocider says, "Hi, Mom." Xenocider continues to push against IdrA after taking out his 3rd and 4th. He's now moving towards the natural expansion. IdrA doesn't have any more Infestors inside, and IdrA leaves the game. Ouch. Strong, strong push from Xenocider. IdrA not able to defend, also not able to do quite enough damage, and his counter-aggression ends up leaving the game. IdrA started out this game with some very effective Spieling harass, however was not able to defend against the continuous aggression that we saw from Xenocider. Also, Xenocider pretty much sticking to bio plus those blue flame Hellions, avoiding the slowness of the tanks, was able to consistently push, also with some nice Marine splitting, staying away from a lot of that fungal and Baneling damage. Again, took the victory. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this game here between IdrA and Xenocider. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and keep owning.